So, hello everybody. It's the 15th of January, 2019, and I'm currently in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, with my dear friend Chantal, who many of you know, and she's joining us. And and the traveling has got me thinking about a lot of things, and coming back to what I call my second home, Amsterdam, uh, where I would say that. And connecting with friends, and just thinking a lot about the idea of connecting. And a number of you have already done this meditation before, and you know what we're doing is in this lasting it's meditation for lasting peace. We're cultivating a resilient heart, a resilient power, and our fierce compassion, and cultivating our capacity with our hearts to engage more in the world, and to be able to therefore just spontaneously from our desire to and our highest values to want to alleviate suffering and to make others happy, and to see if we can create and anchor the blueprint of lasting peace. And what we've talked about is that lasting peace is different from, the quick fix of peace. Just signing a peace treaty or solving a problem might temporarily solve the problem, but what is it that we can do to cultivate within ourselves, occupy our hearts, and how we engage in the world to really cultivate what's necessary for lasting peace, which means cultivating more sense of presence and a moment-to-moment engagement with ourselves and others and our surroundings. What that is, and I've talked about this idea of global intimacy. The more we do this meditation, the more we feel naturally a connection with others, whether they be loved ones, strangers, or even adversaries. And in this exercise, we've talked a lot about how do we overcome some of our own limitations or labels and judgments around adversary or the other, and that we don't have to love them, we don't necessarily have to be best friends with them, but that we can still cultivate an open heart with them. And even if it's just a little bit open, that is a little bit more possibility for new solutions, which can cause lasting peace. And also increasing our list of people we consider strangers, because there's billions, I would say, for most of us. How do we turn strangers into loved ones, or acquaintances, or at least engage more deeply with them? And we don't really spend a lot of time with those we do call loved ones. What can we do to actually deepen our connection, and what I would say, cultivate a deeper level of maintaining our relationships? And all of this is to cultivate within ourselves a sense of equanimity, where we're not easily distracted, we're not easily triggered, so that as the challenges come our way, we can, with more equanimity, more mindfulness and presence, and with a desire, our fierce compassion and our resilience, make appropriate choices that could lead towards win-win situations, or the empowerment of not only ourselves, but others. And there's a quote that I've been sharing with a lot of people that I heard, which has really inspired me, which is, what is it that you could say on some level causes a lot of our strife and arguments and fights? And it's, in a sense, when we're not regulated, when we're out of balance, when we're not grounded. And on some level, deep in our nervous system and in our sense of self, not feeling safe. And, working with people around the world, and particularly working on this program with these people in Gaza, this teacher training, where they're doing amazing work, sharing the respectful confrontation work throughout Gaza, of reframing aggression and masculinity and power, and overcoming gender-based violence and violence of all kind. One of the things that come up in that is that most of the time violence will happen is because somewhere unconsciously we're feeling unsafe, and that's our only way of creating some sense of I've got power over this situation. And this quote that's been really sitting with me that I want to share with you is, safety is not the absence of danger. Safety is the presence of connection. And that if you think of it on a deeper level, yes, if there's no danger, then you can feel safe. But we don't necessarily always have control over whether the circumstances around us are dangerous or not. And so we could be trying to make sure that our external situation is more peaceful and less dangerous. But what we can do on a day-to-day basis is really cultivate how much connection we're cultivating in ourselves and others, and how much connection are we supporting others in finding their way to a deeper level of connection, which creates a deeper level of safety. So I just wanted to bring that up as an idea, this idea of, because we have said that your level of open-heartedness is determined by how safe you feel. And that in the same way that we're looking to engage with others that might be different, the number one thing to always take care of yourself in the practice of respectful confrontation is to be always aware of, are you safe at that moment? It may be an uncomfortable situation, but checking in with your own safety and making sure you're taking care of yourself in that. And I think that's coming up for a lot of people around the world, and particularly as things are escalating in the United States, politically and socially, that this question of safety is coming up, and how do we create that? So this idea of this meditation is all designed for us to create the environment for more connection and true connection and lasting connection, which will on itself in that could create a deeper level of lasting peace. So I want to bring that in as our thought for this meditation. I see more people have joined in. It's good to see you all. So as we do always with this exercise, this meditation, we start bringing ourselves to a level of presence, feeling our connection with the parts of our bodies that are touching, connecting with the chair or couch or cushion or floor, using that as your contact point. And from those points, really allowing yourself to drop in and let yourself be held. Letting gravity bring you closer to the ground, to the chair. Noticing in your lower belly, noticing your breaths, bringing awareness to your center. That place the width of 3 fingers below your navel, a third of the way into the body. And as we go into this, I'm just feeling a call to just share in my heart, deeply feeling my gratitude for those that I am connected with, for my dear friend Chantal, who I'm in her home doing this with, and for all of you who regularly come back and share in this process and this practice of lasting peace for the planet. Thank you. So bringing your full awareness to your center of creativity, impulse, personal power, and awareness, perception. And using this time from your center to bring more awareness to this present moment, not thinking about the present moment, not feeling the present moment, but perceiving it, bringing more awareness to it. Cultivating a deeper relationship with your awareness. And from your center, becoming aware of your physical body. In this moment, let your body speak to you. From your center, become aware of your emotional body. Can you distinguish what feelings you're aware of at this moment without judgment? Allowing all sensations and emotions to flow. From your center, become aware of your mental body. And keeping your awareness in your center, your place of personal power, and bringing that into alignment with your heart, where your heart power resides. Connection, understanding, compassion. And both from your center and your heart, ask yourself the question, how connected do I feel at this moment to something larger than myself? In this moment, it could be spiritual, it could be humanity, it could be your highest potential. With more of an awareness of yourself in this present moment, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. From your center and from your heart, take a full breath in, deep in through your nose, out through your mouth. Cultivating a deeper relationship with yourself in this present moment. And now with more of an awareness of yourself and connection with yourself in this present moment, from your center and from your heart, opening to a connection with your surroundings. How do I engage with my surroundings from my personal power and from my heart? How am I being influenced by my surroundings, and how might I be influencing my surroundings? Allowing energy to flow and emotions to flow. Cultivating balance and flow. And with more of an awareness of yourself and your surroundings at this moment, from your center and from your heart, take a full breath in. Deep in through your nose, out through your mouth. More of a sense of connection with yourself and your surroundings at this moment, increasing your capacity of connection from your center and from your heart, opening to a connection with all of those in this meditation circle. In England, in Europe, in various parts of the United States. And really feel from your center and from your heart sense of awareness and connection with those in this meditation circle. And asking again those two significant questions. How might I be influencing those in this meditation circle simply with my presence and my awareness from my heart? And how might they be influencing me? Allowing energy to flow and emotions to flow. And with more of an awareness of yourself, with your surroundings, and with those on this meditation call, in this meditation circle, from your center and from your heart, take a full breath in, deep into your heart, in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And as we maintain that connection with ourselves, with our surroundings, and with those in this meditation circle, we continue to expand the capacity of our hearts, opening up to the possibility of connecting with all human beings. First, starting with those that you might call loved ones. So from your center and from your heart, opening to a connection to all of those on this planet that you would consider loved ones. Can you actually reach them? And can they reach you? Stretching the heart muscle. And from your center and from your heart, connecting with those that you might call strangers. And that could be someone in Africa, in Canada. Could be someone who lives in the next building to yours. In this moment, from your center and from your heart, opening to a connection with all those you would consider strangers. And notice. And from your center and from your heart, connecting with those that you might call adversaries anywhere on this planet. And notice. And again, considering from your center and from your heart, as you open your awareness to a connection with them, how might you be influencing them at this moment, and how might they be influencing you? And now with an awareness of yourself, your surroundings, your connection to those in this meditation circle, and to all human beings, whether they be, you would call them loved ones, strangers, or adversaries. Deep, deep into your heart, from your center and from your heart, breathe in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Take a moment and really take in what you're experiencing now, the expansion of your own capacity, the expansion of your power, your heart, whatever you're experiencing, your awareness, your level of presence. Take it into your nervous system, into your cells. See if you can maintain this sense of capacity that you have cultivated as we focus back in. So now bringing your awareness more specifically to those in the meditation circle, bringing in this capacity that you've just cultivated back into the meditation circle. Bringing that capacity, that awareness now back into your surroundings. And finally, bringing that level of expansion and capacity back into yourself. With your awareness fully on yourself, let it fill you up. And bring you back into the space you're in, back into your body. And a way to close this part of the meditation, when taking one more deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And when you're ready, very slowly, just open your eyes, shake your body a little bit. Anybody want to share some of what you experienced? If you don't feel like saying words, you can always type. If you're on the call for the first time, I'm not sure, maybe you just want to type in where you're from, so we have an idea. You can say just a word or two or more.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Chantal.
Hi. Hi, Will.
So a couple words that came up for me today were surrender and allowance and sort of letting go. And that was really supportive for me in my experience of the meditation today. And another thing that was new for me, and perhaps it was because the meditation felt like it was going deeper than it has in the past, is that when we were invited to connect with our loved ones, I started seeing images of loved ones, but I also was seeing images of loved ones who have passed, who are on the other side. And that was just so dear and sweet. And it's almost like they had been called in and they wanted to be connected with too. And so, so I just wanted to share that it felt like it went beyond just the loved ones, who are here with us still on the planet.
Beautiful. Thank you for adding that layer. Yeah. Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
My experience today felt like a more palpable. I could feel the increased resilience that my heart had to maintain or have to when the adversaries were brought in. And I never really visualize anyone specific, but I think of people that have just deeply rooted different values than myself. And I can actually still kind of feel it in my heart and my stomach, of just the increased resilience that took to hold open-heartedness when bringing them in. It was more palpable than it's ever been today. Right. And it felt like it wove directly into what you said to start, Joe, which I appreciate and want to ponder and reflect on more, that idea of safety, because I could feel that, wow, this connection is taking more resilience and more energy to sustain, and there was a decreased sense to some degree of safety.
Yeah, beautiful. That's it. It's a constant, that's the work. It's a constant moment to moment regulation, a constant moment to moment checking in. How open is the heart, which is determined by how safe you feel. How is it being triggered? And again, the purpose of this is to soften that rigid way that we label people. And that's the biggest part of this. It has nothing to do with the other people, in essence. It's how much we're cultivating more receptivity and a softening of the rigidity that we have around how we label. That's the resilience part. That's the stretching the muscle part and growing into that. Beautiful.
For me, it was really moving. And the adversaries came in before you actually mentioned them. It was just before that. Because for me, it was actually going from the most innocent baby to, even the most evil person that I can't even think of right now. Yeah. And for me, I noticed that it was about being okay with not understanding why certain people do certain things in certain ways, because it could be cultural, it could be the way they brought up, it could be their cat was run over that morning, whatever it is. And yeah, that's what I felt. I felt the space in that, with, not having to fight or even none of that. It's just, okay, we're different, and we have a different view on things, and that's okay. Yeah. So that was really peaceful. Yeah. Thank you.
That's what I would call the equilibrium. That's the creating the equilibrium, and that's fierce compassion. Yeah.
Hopefully.
The word that jumped out to me was cells. After you said calming, or take this into your nervous system. And with the nervous system, I often feel like the difference between a glow and like firing, and that there's always this glow I experience in this meditation. But the cells, I imagined like breathing in and out, those permeable membranes, letting this in and it's going back out, and imagining that happening in millions of cells was quite, it was an enjoyable experience.
Sweet. That's oftentimes that's the basis of, on some level, a key part to Taoist alchemy. Just to share that a little bit.
And I would like to add, having Audrey here is special, because I never had a sister nor a daughter. So I got a stepdaughter in Audrey, and she's an amazing, wise woman. And she's here visiting, and she said yes to coming on the meditation.
Audrey, it's great to have you join us. Really, it's great to have you join us. Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome anytime.
So it's funny, I thought you said selves, Todd, not cells. And I thought, wow, you're in my space. Because I had this totally different, strange experience when when you spoke adversaries, and I had the adversary that lives inside of me. So I had this kind of like, oh, wow. And I could feel the truth of what you had started with connection is what makes you feel safe. And I can feel when I'm in a place of the one who's grounded and wise inside of me who knows is the stable, safe one. And then the one that is in reactivity and freak out or not feeling safe. And part of it is feeling alone that then freaks out, right? So it was just a wild experiment and experience today of feeling the internal division of this one who feels safe and the one who doesn't, and having them simultaneously present during the meditation. So that was pretty cool. And then that took me into a place of going, oh, right, like the people who are out there being violent or reacting and that's the wounded part of them that doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I had like compassion for me and compassion for them, and like, so thanks.
And this is what comes in with the respectful confrontation work of giving the other person the benefit of the doubt. That's what this is. Your first impulse can be giving them the benefit of the doubt, investigate, and then find out if they're really being a nasty person or not. That was the G-rated version of what I was going to say. But also, just on a more concrete level, and just in the practical aspect of this exercise, you could say that that's also the relationship between your center, which is awareness, and the mental, which is the monkey mind, right? The monkey mind, we know that really, really well. We've been trained in that for decades. Some of us more decades than others. And that what we're doing is we're cultivating more of a relationship with our awareness, where there is safety and there is no judgment, and there's just simply awareness and perception. And some of you might use the word isness.
What came up for me is just a complete stillness and sense of peace. And when Tori brought up safety again, that just summarized what it all was, because feeling so safe, truly trusted, and yeah. I like, Todd, what you said about the cells too. I'm sure all my cells are rejuvenated now.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. And Todd added this quote, violence is what happens when people don't know what to do with their suffering. Yeah. It's not Peter Parker from Spider-Man, but Peter Palmer. I have to throw that in there. One chance to bring up a Spider-Man quote. Why not? Why not?
Well, we're weaving something, so it makes sense.
That's
Okay,
true.
fair enough.
Anyone else?
No, Joe, I'm just feeling grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Hank. It's always great to see you.
Hey, Hank.
Hi, Chantal.
Hi.
Okay, so let's keep this these new learnings. That's the purpose of the repetition. And for those of you who are coming back on a regular basis, we get to practice, like I say, like we're exercising a muscle, the heart muscle, and our capacity, so that it becomes spontaneous. We don't have to work at it. We can walk through the world already with an expanded sense of capacity to influence others in a beneficial way and create change in a beneficial way, if that's our desire. That's the resilience and the fierce compassion, in a way where we don't get harmed and where we're not imposing on others, so therefore not harming others. And this idea of resoluteness, right? What is being resolute in the commitment to your highest values and practicing that on a moment-to-moment basis. with, not judging yourself, and then doing that in a loving way. So we keep practicing, and it's a joy to, as I said, I'm very grateful that those of you who are coming back on a regular basis, it's really sweet to continue to grow and cultivate this and create this community. And we're the redwoods. We're the ones holding this space of just peace and cultivating this idea of what I would say is the foundational aspects of how each one of us steps into being part of creating a world which can hold the energy of lasting peace. So once again, every week, tell your friends, check out the website for events that are coming up. If you want to, the next one's in Boston with Shelley and the gang on February 2nd and 3rd. And let's dedicate the energies that we've created, for just thinking for yourself, this level of positive merit that we've created, weaving this now into the matrix of the internet at various points in the planet, for ourselves, for others, for the welfare and well-being of all beings. And using some of this positive merit for aspects in your life where you feel could use some energy, some love and power. For those in your life who might be suffering or could use a little support because of illness or other issues. Sharing this energy with them, it's abundant. There's enough for everybody. And any endeavors that you're working on that bring beneficial impact to the world, may they prosper and flow with ease. And the two standards that I always bring in: may every being on this planet have enough fresh water and food, and may every government on this planet govern from a place of wisdom and not greed and fear.
Aho to that.
Mm-hmm. With one final breath to close. Have a wonderful week. See you next week. For those of you who have been, if I haven't sent you an email and I said I would, I'm having problems with my email, so please be patient and forgive me. We're working on it. And have a great week. I'll see you again soon.
Mwah! Love you guys. Bye. This is such